Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Bullpen Banter, a podcast presented by Cool Club Sports. I'm Antonio Sacca, joined by my co-host Justyn Martinko, and Eric Curator has joined us again for episode 2. So, how we doing, guys?
What's up, fellas?
I'm good. How are you, bud?
I'm good. I'm currently getting snow and rain and like terrible, terrible weather here in Ohio.
Yeah, we got pretty much the same out here in Pittsburgh. So yeah, December, weather ain't fun. Not much baseball getting played right now, obviously, but stuff to look forward to for this spring. We have two spring training events, one in Henderson and one in Panama City, as you have the director of the Panama City event here and also director of the Henderson event here with Justyn. So far, at least on the Panama City side, we got 45 teams signed up. Registration will be closed up. So 45 teams coming down to, see Panama City Beach, enjoy the beautiful beaches and, play some baseball in a great facility. How's it going out over in Henderson right now?
Yeah, Henderson's going good. Our early registration just ended last week. So now the early discount period's over. So be an extra $75 for that. But we have 24 teams currently signed up, which is the same number we had last year, and still a little bit of time to go. So get your paperwork into me, and we're hoping to get 30 teams down there this year, and I think we'll be able to do it. So it's going good right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that'd
if
be
I could just give
awesome.
a real quick sales pitch to either event. Obviously you guys are running the show and you guys are doing awesome signing up teams and everything. But just for those who have never been to either event, I highly recommend it. It's crazy. I've been working here forever, but I still have stories. I still talk to guys that I went down with. I played at Bowling Green, obviously, went down to Tampa for spring training. Some of the best memories I ever had playing, I guess, in college in general, were the club baseball trip down for, spring training. You play baseball against teams all across the country. You're playing in nice facilities. You're having that spring break, go do whatever the heck you want away from the field. Highly recommend it. So, anybody on the West Coast interested in going to Henderson, right outside of Vegas, contact Justyn, and then obviously Antonio for PCB, which is in Florida. One of the nicest facilities you ever see with, 5, 6 all turf fields right on the beach. So, yeah, there's my corny little sales pitch. But yeah, it's something you guys should definitely explore for sure.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that too, I mean it's a lot of fun, going and playing teams that you normally don't play, whether it be in your conference or other schools that are just outside your conference. Going being from Montana and playing in Henderson when I was in school and coaching also, it was cool playing against teams from California and Arizona and wherever the heck else because we didn't play them up north. They didn't come up north. We didn't go down south very often. So it's a lot of fun to do and something I recommend every club team do at least once.
Absolutely. And then the last point, really, real quick, is you get to customize your schedule. You want to play 5 games, you want to play 9 games, you want to play one game Monday, you want to play later in the day, you want the day off, whatever you want to do, you can tailor it around your schedule. Whether you want to, if you're going out to Henderson, you want to go to Vegas for whatever reason, keep that to yourself, whatever's going on there. But PCB, obviously, there's spring training around, there's beaches, there's things to do. Customize your schedule. You can play as much or as little as you want while having a good old time. So yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough.
Yeah, definitely. And on the PCB side, I know that there's always ranked teams down. Like Penn State comes down. They've come down, I want to say, every year since I've started running
Yeah.
it. Just to name one. And if you're a big NCBA fan, Penn State's been that perennial powerhouse. And I take schedule requests, and there are teams that say, I want to play Penn State on it. And if you want to play Penn State and they play at the same time, I can definitely try to make that happen. Obviously, can't guarantee anything like that, but just I know out west, I believe Oregon, who's been at the World Series, they go out to Henderson too. Texas A&M is actually coming to PCB this year. They've been, a World Series team, so you get really good competition as well. So don't be, nervous. Oh, I don't know, I might go down, travel 15 hours from the north and not play great teams. There's going to be great teams. Same thing out west. So great baseball, great weather, both spots. And I mean, March, most places, especially in the Northeast, you're getting snow like we are today. So,
Yeah, and just the opposite of that too. If you're a smaller D3 new team, whatever it may be, and you want to request, hey, try not get us matched against these big D1 teams or whatever, by all means, we can do that as well. There's so many teams each week that there's variety of new teams. The typical powerhouse teams, anything and everything. So
Mhm.
don't be afraid that hey, I don't want to go play. These teams that are twice our size that have been kicking butt up at the D1 level. There's D2, D3 teams every week, so something to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Just to kind of pivot off of the swing into spring, Panama City Beach and Henderson events, we are gonna invite our guests on today. They all three of them are current students at Bryant University. They all played on the World Series team last year. Let's bring on Brendan, Pete, and Dave to come talk to us today.
Got
So
some
tell
familiar
us,
faces here. Yeah.
start off by, telling us a little bit about all three of you guys, how you found Bryant, what made you join the club team. Just kind of give us a little background about all three of you.
Dave, you want to start it off?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I was applying to a bunch of different schools, found my way here. Just it was a really good business school. I think a lot of us here, a lot of the guys on the team study business, so great business school. So when I came here, there was, a club team that was just starting up, and I, love baseball, so it's a great opportunity to stay playing the game. And I was fortunate where the seniors our freshman year were really awesome at recruiting. I don't know where you guys saw them, but I saw them at the club fair. And they were just really good at bringing everybody into the fold and kind of building that first team, which was really good experience for us.
Yeah, kind of the same way. I'm from Massachusetts, from Burlington, and it's close to Bryant. It's about an hour from me, and I found it the same way at the club fair. When we were starting up, we were just in, playing games in t-shirts, and we just had not a lot of funding, and the club was really just getting started. So from then until now, it's come a long way, and Bryant's got a great reputation as a business school, and that's exactly what brought me here, and found a really good group with a lot of good guys, and we've been able to be successful, which has been awesome.
And then for me, I'm also a Massachusetts kid. I'm from Newton. I was looking to kind of stay a little bit closer to home when I was applying to schools. Found my way to Bryant, found the club team the same way Dave and Brendan did through the club fair. And from there, it's just been a great experience, great group of guys, great team. It's been a lot of fun building the team and yeah, looking forward to the spring season.
Yeah, that's awesome. As you could tell, that club fair, I'm assuming, is where you guys get most of your guys now. I know you joined the NCBA, I believe it was 2 years ago now. Last year, you guys, were at the World Series. I was looking at your schedule. I know you didn't play any this fall, but how's the team looking, heading into the spring? Who's, the key guys? I know I see Dave back, and if you watched the World Series last year, Dave Antonetti was the name for at least one of his starts. So
Yeah,
just tell us a little bit about what you guys are looking like for this year.
it was a little difficult with us in the fall. We split the fields with our Division 1 team, so scheduling with them sometimes caused a little bit of conflict. But yeah, look, as far as your question about coming back, was we actually didn't lose any starters. We have 4 or 5 new kids this year. Most of them are freshmen. We have one sophomore, and yeah, we returned our entire starting nine, kind of like you said, the starting key guys. We got Dave, who usually takes the ball game 1 for us, and then Griffin, who pitched against that Miramar team last year. He did an excellent job. And then we have a couple backline guys that we use a lot. We like to use Dylan LeMay a ton. We also love to use Will Danio and a couple other kids like that. And then as far as positional guys go, we have Matt Santoro in center field, who I think is probably one of the better outfielders in the entire league. And then, like I said, we have a strong core of all returning players. So I think the sky's the limit for us, and we're really excited to see what we can do.
What was real quick? What was the process for you guys last year? Obviously, we're looking forward to this next spring. We're excited because you guys have just made a heck of a splash last year. But kind of just looking back at last year, what was the process like of, first year? Like you said, you show up in t-shirts. We see you at the World Series. You're an organized team. You come with a team bus. You guys are looking the part. What was the transition like from first starting out to showing up the World Series, competing? Was that the expectation from the start, or how did it all come together?
I think, we, like you said earlier, we started off in the NECBA. It was a very small league. We didn't travel more than just within the New England area. And we decided it was kind of our group, me, Dave, Pete, kind of our group that started the transition to go into the NCBA. We decided that we wanted to make the move, and we did. Going into it, we had no idea what our expectations were. We knew we had a decent team. We knew we could compete, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So we tried to see the sky was the limit. And last year, we made it about as far as we probably could have, and still have a chip on our shoulder about what happened. But yeah, I'd say the sky's the limit for us. If I don't know if Dave or Pete wants to add on to that.
Yeah, I think we were really fortunate to get some good support from the school. Obviously, Shorty specifically has really pushed the club team here. So and then seeing Bryant kind of support us and both financially and with field times and time in the indoor facility has been really, really important for our success. We've been able to get some good practices in, and then obviously being able to get out to Illinois and get to some of these tournaments to really see what we can do has been instrumental as well.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it too. What was the school's response to your guys' success last year? I don't know how many club sports are at Brian. I apologize, but was there a big, now big emphasis on supporting you guys and really helping you, get all the resources you may need to kind of move forward?
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
sorry, you
want me to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say we won our club team of the year last year at Bryant. Obviously a lot of people knew how far we made it. It was great. I don't think many people expected that out of us. It's never really been done for a club team at Bryant. So I just think, yeah, getting all the support and from the school and getting the additional funding we needed really, really helped us get to where we did, which I don't know if Shorty and Dave can talk on it. I don't think we'd really been able to do those trips last year without getting the additional funding and stuff from the school and our family and friends.
I got one last question about last year. What is one thing that you guys maybe took away from the World Series experience? Obviously, first year program, you make it that far, you make it to the semis. Hell of a season. You outlasted 128 other teams. What was one thing you guys took away from that building onto this coming year?
I think there was just a lot of belief in the team. I think going into last year, we didn't really know how good we were. And then being able to prove that, we were a really solid team. And some of us had some individual success in high school, some of us hadn't, some of us, were overlooked in high school. So coming here and forming a team and really growing that belief that we were a strong team and continuing that into this year, while obviously trying to stay prepared and understanding that, we can beat anybody, but we can also lose to anybody, and keeping that same mindset going through the season.
Yeah, you guys, just speaking from experience being your regional director and stuff, being at that regional, you guys were super fun to watch too. Was that, you guys probably remember that Penn State game where you were down and hit those couple home runs, and just your guys' energy too was always fun to watch all season, at least. And then I'm following even further with you guys being a New England team, so I see all your stats come in, and coming into the regionals and stuff, I'm like, oh, Dave Antonetti's getting the ball game one. Like you said, Santoro, did he hit that? He hit one of the home runs, I believe, at regionals, correct?
That was Casey, the lefty, that hit the big home run.
Big
and
one,
then Sean Fancher also had one that tournament. That was against Bentley though. But
yeah,
like you were saying, that was a different atmosphere. We haven't played in that we haven't played a team like Penn State going into that before, so we didn't know what to expect. Obviously, that was probably the most fun game we played all year. Ended up winning 5-4, and it was pivotal in the regional. That was a really tough region. I mean, I know we basically played a 3-game series against Penn State, but that, again, it was extremely competitive. And I know Dave hopped on an interview with you guys earlier, and he said it pretty well. We got our butts kicked in that first game for them to force a game 3. But yeah, that was difficult.
yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna pivot to another segment. It's called Three Strikes You're Out. What we have is we have a wheel that has a bunch of different topics on it. We're gonna spin that wheel, and if all three of you guys want to give an answer to the question, you're more than welcome to. Or if one of you guys kind of wants to take the lead on it, you could do that as well. So, Justyn, if we could get that wheel up and get the first strike thrown.
There's one particular I'm really rooting for. Come on.
All right, so the first one, core memories. So you guys might have touched on it a little bit with that Penn State game, but just kind of going back through your guys' memories, both as either Bryant club players or just in general. What are some of your guys' favorite memories growing up playing ball?
Dave.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've all been playing baseball our whole lives, but just getting to go and compete in Illinois, be in the hotel with the team, get to have that experience both, on the plane ride there, even the bus ride back. There was some really great moments, and obviously, we're all here to play baseball, but the team environment is definitely what I think I'll miss the most when I'm done. Just being able to go out and have a meal with the team and go and go to each other's houses, have a good time. We went to Chapala, which I know you guys might
Yeah,
know
it's in
is
the hotel.
that restaurant in the hotel. And that place was awesome. So just like playing cards at Chapala was probably one of my best memories as a club player.
I can kind of feed off of that a little bit. I'd say just like all the team bonding and all the team chemistry we have together and what we do off the field is probably what I'll walk away with and remember forever.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say it better than that. Just last year, if we're going to pin down a specific moment, kind of flying out to Illinois and experiencing the World Series, we had, again, no idea what to expect, first year team, and that's definitely something I'll never forget.
That's awesome,
That's
guys. Yeah,
awesome,
that
guys.
World Series experience is one unlike any other. I've never went as a player. I played club ball, but being there as, an employee now, just seeing the energy that everyone brings and all the fans there and everyone just, chomping at the bit to get started. So that World Series atmosphere is really cool. All right, Justyn, let's get that second wheel spin, that second strike thrown into the zone.
All right, so here's the pitch. All right, guys. So what weirdest pitch? So being a pitcher, former pitcher and hitter myself, it's not fun hitting sometimes. Was there a certain pitch or a certain pitcher last season or the year before that you were just like, crap, this guy again?
Maybe the kid on when we were in Illinois on UW lacrosse, the kid that pitched like 3 games in a
Yep,
row
I
and
know who
like
you're
threw
talking
Oh,
about.
like a
Yeah.
Derek
full
Steinbrenner.
game.
Yeah.
I don't know how that
Yeah.
kid's arm was still on his body, but I don't know what it was, but we just like couldn't touch that kid for a while and we didn't know how he was still throwing like whatever it was, high 70s for like 3 games in a row.
I don't
But
think he knew how he was throwing that many
yeah,
Yeah.
pitches either.
yeah.
We talked to him after, and he just was like, "Yeah, I do this." Like he said, he did it in high school. He did it at regionals. Like he's like, "This
He's
is just
good.
something that I do." I was like, "Okay."
Crazy. I will say this, in terms of individual pitch, I think a guy on our team probably has the best pitch in club baseball. Will Daniel's slider. I don't know if you guys saw that during the World Series, but that pitch is really nasty. So if you guys get a chance to watch him again, which hopefully you do, look out for that because I've seen that thrown in a lot of pens. I've seen that thrown to a lot of guys. That's probably the best pitch in the country.
Is he a lefty or a righty? I don't remember him.
He's a righty. We
Right.
used him out of the pen in the first game we lost to Wisconsin. He threw 5 2/3 that one.
Gotcha.
He's really good. So we're super excited to have him back, and that pitch is the best in the country.
I would say if
All right.
you're looking for a pretty deadly pitch, not to bring him up again, but Matt Santoro has his two-seam fastball is coming in probably 91 miles an hour with about as much run as you could think. So that if we could get him back in the spring, a little injury right now, but if you get him back, that's probably one of the weirdest pitches.
And he's a lefty, right? If I
He
remember
is, yeah,
correctly. Yeah,
yeah,
lefty two seamers. Okay. Good luck.
yeah.
Yeah. And if
So
you're throwing 90s in club baseball, that's essentially like throwing 102 in the major leagues. You just don't see it.
but all right, guys, there was a weirdest pitch. Justyn, if we could get that third strike thrown and last wheel spin.
Yeah. All right, fellas, here we go.
There it is.
Oh, there
There
it
you
is.
go,
There it is.
boys. There it is. So I don't think I need to explain this one to you. I'm just gonna let you guys have the floor. Go ahead, talk a little
I mean, are we
expletive on
talking
your
about
rival.
Bentley as our rival?
If
You
you
tell
want to
us.
go Bentley, if you want to go, whoever you think your biggest rival is. I know we had that post and listed Bentley on it. And I saw your guys' comment.
Dave, that was your brother.
That's Nick.
Yeah.
And if you have
Yeah.
multiple rivals, you want to talk about multiple teams, have at
I'll
it, man.
tell
The
you what,
floor is yours.
the most intense game we had was probably that Cal Miramar game at the World Series. We didn't they didn't like us too much, and I don't know if we loved them too much either. So they went up to Division One, so I know we won't see them again. But that was an intense game, and there was definitely some stuff that went on after with the whole shaking hands thing that was pretty interesting. But I love it. I thought it was all super competitive. So that was pretty fun. A lot of trash talk there.
I think if you're looking in our direct conference, we tend to butt heads with BU a little bit, and then on top of that, I know you guys posted about Bentley being our rival, but like I said before, I mean they haven't beaten us, so it's tough to be a rivalry. But they were pretty confident going into the regional tournament, and I believe we won 13-3 in the regional. So like I said, maybe not the biggest rivalry, but if I was going to say a rival, would probably be Penn State. Those are three of the most competitive games that we've ever played, and yeah, I would say Penn State.
Yeah,
Also,
I agree
one
with you
one to
guys.
look at in the future here is Rhode Island. That'll be an in-state. URI's in our conference now, so that'll be
Yeah.
an in-state rivalry. We're hoping that those games are pretty competitive.
Pete, what about you?
I agree with what Brennan and Dave said. That Miramar game was pretty nuts. I mean, we're all going out there to compete pretty hard. We're a very, very competitive team. We don't like losing. When we lose, it's a pretty quiet bus ride home. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're glad we won that game for sure.
Yeah, I
That
feel
was
like
chippy. I remember that being on the field after the game, and there were some words said. Yeah.
We have
yeah,
a
I
pretty
was up in
lively bench sometimes.
Yeah, that team was just pissing, I think, all of us off pretty good with those celebrations they had every time they got a hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I was up in the booth and I could, even not being on the field like Eric said, you could feel that tension rising and like working with you guys and knowing you guys and like being at the you guys were chirping back and forth at regionals, so I could imagine, how it was at a World Series where the stakes are even higher. But
absolutely.
one last thing we want to let you guys do is plug your program. Tell people, where they could find out about Bryant Club Baseball. I know you mentioned a little bit already, but your social media accounts. If you guys do Game Changer, where people could watch your Game Changer. If you do something else where people could watch your games, just kind of plug Bryant Club Baseball.
Yeah. So like I said, I mean we're developing still, but right now you could find us mostly on Instagram. And as far as if you go to Bryant on Engage through the club fair, and we stream all of our games on Game Changer. So I know a lot of our parents live locally, and we're all locally, so a lot of them come to the games. But if they can't, like this year when we went to Cortland, we streamed those games on Game Changer so that the parents could watch. It's pretty par for the course for us. We tend to try to do that. We have a lot of parents that are really supportive of our program, and yeah, we couldn't be any more appreciative of it. And that's where you can find us on Instagram.
Yeah, what are the tags? If you're looking up on Game Changers, just Bryant Club Baseball
Bryant Club Baseball.
and then is Instagram the same way, Bryant
Yep.
Club Baseball?
Yep.
All right, awesome guys. If you got nothing else to kind of plug that program, we appreciate all the three of you guys coming on today and chatting with us. And thanks and good luck this season. Hopefully see you guys over in Cortland and possibly at the World Series if you guys have, the same season you had last year. So good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, best of luck, guys. It's gonna be fun to watch you. Now you're gonna be targeted. You're not. Everybody knows who you are now, so it's a completely different landscape heading into spring. So it'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely.
guys.
Hopefully, we're talking to you guys again.
All right, fellas, take it easy.
All right, thank you.
Is your team looking for the perfect spot to play this spring? Look no further than swing into spring in beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida. Imagine warm sunshine, fresh ocean air, and the crack of the bat just minutes from the beach. This unforgettable experience will have you coming back for more season after season. Don't miss out on playing the game you love in a setting you'll never forget. Contact Antonio Sacca today to learn more.
Bryant Club Baseball, good interview. Yeah, those guys are a lot of fun. Saw them in the fall, or I guess a couple of months ago, right? At the Cortland Fall Invite. They made the Final Four, the semis. I believe they lost. a one-run game off the top of my head, right before the championship. But yeah, like they were saying, it sounds like they got the whole team back. So no reason to not expect them making another run this
Yeah,
spring.
and I remember following them along last year too with that D2 World Series. I was really impressed that they were able to kind of shut down Miramar as much as they did, because I know Miramar in their regional put up like an average of 15 runs a game going into it, and then going into the World Series just getting shut down by them. That's impressive.
Miramar was really impressive early on.
Yeah.
They were a scrappy little team. Not to go down a rabbit hole here, sorry I took a turn, but yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah.
They were bunting the ball, stealing bases, little power here and
They
there.
can run.
Guys throwing strikes. Like they literally did everything like the way you should and want to do it. So when they played Bryant, it was a good game. And then we had some extracurricular activities afterwards, but it was a good game.
Hey, that happens sometimes, It even doesn't matter what level you're playing. There's chippiness. There's going to be stuff that happens sometimes.
We've all been
Especially
there
when
before.
there's a national championship on the line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But just to kind of wrap things up here, we're going to do some housekeeping items. We're going to let Eric, being the NCBA guy, take it over and run you through some housekeeping items.
Yeah, just some, I think I only got 3 real quick here. First and foremost, Jacob in our office, shout out to him, just promoted to our Division III Director of Operations. I believe that was last week. So shout out to him. He's done an awesome job. He was hired early summer, I believe. And, he came on as the assistant director, kind of did anything and everything within the day-to-day of the operations of the front office. Did an awesome job, and we're excited to get him to take this next step in his progression here. So he's going to be taking over Division III league. So that was announced last week, and Division III teams are going to be in good hands. So I wanted to give him some love real quick. And then secondly, the team previews, they were sent out today. They're not due back for a little bit because I know you guys are all on break and holidays and whatnot. So you guys got some time to fill it out, but really put some effort into it, if you could. Excuse me. Really, they're fun to read. They're going to be publicized all over our websites, all over social media. You want to talk a little crap on some teams, go for it. But really, it's fun. It's a nice preview to the spring. You get to talk up your program, brag about it a little bit. You talk about the guys coming back, your outlook on the spring. A lot of those previews are going to be handed out to the panel for the voting panel. So, when we do our rankings, those are important to view out as well. So the more details, the more in depth you put, the better. So those were sent out today, get those back to us. And then, piggybacking off the rankings, those will come out in January. So, keep an eye out on those. I know those are fun and, a lot of buzz when those come out. So that's really it. Other than that, happy holidays, enjoy. Not a whole lot going on right now, but it's definitely going to pick up after the new year.
Yeah, I saw you add a little something on to them too with the club traditions on there. I kind of like that too. It gives you a little insight into the team besides, just their baseball. It's like, okay, what else do you guys do besides play ball? So I think that's going to be a cool thing to read too.
Exactly. Club ball's fun. It's serious. It's a little bit of everything, but at the same time, we're all having fun at the end of the day. So all these clubs, they do things off the field, whether as a group or they have traditions on the field, off the field, whatever it may be. It's fun to learn about that kind of stuff and kind of get behind the scenes of your teams. So
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So that'll do it for episode 2 of Bullpen Banter. I appreciate you guys all coming out and watching our pod. And don't forget, it's a game. Have fun.
But wait, we still got to spin our wheel for our next guest, buddy.
Oh,
I did forget that. Thank you, Justyn. Much appreciated. Sorry, guys. We are not leaving yet. We're going to spin our wheel for who's on deck. It has all the teams in the NCBA on it. So let's get that up.
All right. Got to exit out of this guy.
There should be 298 teams.
Yeah, 298
There's just so many teams in this league. It's so awesome.
Let's get it going. All right. Washington University of St. Louis. You guys are on deck. We'll be reaching out to find a good time to have you on and talk about your club a little bit. Now that we got the wheels spun, thank you for coming out to our pod. And we appreciate you guys listening. And don't forget, it's a game. Have fun.
Happy holidays.
Let's go clubbing.
I'm in my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. Waited too long, but I told him I'm next. I need my bag, just run me the check. Cable was mine, I ain't taking less.
Dingers, bombs, taters, nukes, icon.